Hunt Showdown is the fun of Tarkov's gameplay loop, but without the bullshit. I know, you are probably going to call me a filthy casual who hates Tarkov because he suck. The suck part, that's partially true. I'm not super amazing, but I am level 36 and only needing Ragman and Mechanic to get to max level to have all my traders maxed out. However, hating Tarkov, that cannot be further from the truth. I love Tarkov. I love the large detailed maps. I love the in-game customization for the weapons, getting that loot for those sweet, sweet rubles. Tarkov could be a blast. I can love Tarkov and all it's got going on while still admitting when another game does something better. Well, at least better in my opinion. Let me emphasize that this is my opinion before any tactical neckbeards want to spout off in the comments over some stupid shit. Though, doubt that'll happen given my subscriber and viewer count, but I digress. However, what do I think Hunt Showdown does better than Escape from Tarkov, at least in my humble little cruxy opinion? Well, I have a list of things that I think are the top things that separates Hunt from Tarkov. Number 1, it's much easier to get into. Your first 10 levels as you are learning the game, you don't lose anything. You retain your hunters and their gear until you get to level 11, which allows you to learn the basics without much fear. Not only that, but even when you do get to level 11 and beyond, Hunt Showdown is a lot more forgiving when it comes to dying because money gained from objectives you keep. So as long as you are finding clues regularly and at least getting to the boss layer, that's 175 hunt dollars right there that you keep even if you die. Not only that, but after every round, you can reshuffle your hireable hunters and hire a free hunter who has no traits and random basic gear. Especially if you are a Tarkovian like myself, they are basically like scavs, but you can alter their gear sets if you like, and you don't have a time limit on them. Point number 2, gunfights feel more fair and last longer. Due to the nature of the armaments in Hunt Showdown being older weapons, even if some are fictional, from revolvers to break action shotguns, bolt and lever action rifles, crossbows, and so on, causes gunfights to rely on well placed and timed shots due to most weapons not really being spammable, all having slow reloads, and your character having to sway to their aim. This in turn makes it so gunfights actually are fights most of the time, and not just you dying from nowhere. Now, dying from nowhere to a well placed headshot or upper torso shot, if the weapon is capable of that, can happen. However, from what I have played, it happens much less than Tarkov and is more about ducking in and out of cover and trading shots. Also contributing to the fairness of gunfights is that every gun is lethal, and I mean actually lethal. All weapons from the single barrel Romero break action to the fully auto automat can put someone down quickly, and the ability to do good with lower tier weapons is much more forgiving. Now I know, Tarkov players will go, but you can do that as well in Tarkov. That is true. But the skill required to utilize crappy weapons, especially if you don't have good ammo, is much higher with a lot less wiggle room in Tarkov, requiring you to be John Wick and hit their face to avoid their armor, if they don't have a face shield, that is, or break literally what every FPS game has burned into your reflexes and even goes against real life convention by shooting them in the legs instead of center mass or head. Not only that, but in Tarkov, you mostly have to get the jump on them to pull it off, or they will just dumpster you with their meta HK or Vector. Number 3, the economy is more balanced. There isn't really any way for one to abuse the crap out of Hunt's economy. All methods of making money require time and playing the game in order for you to get ahead. Money either comes from doing objectives like clue finding and hunting bosses if you're playing bounty, to closing rifts and getting wellspring if you're doing quick play. There is no spammable passive income, and player gear is listed as contraband by the in game market, so you can't sell what you take off of other players. There are things like cash registers and bags of money that you can find with varying amounts of dollars, but if you die, that money is not kept. Number 4, high tier gear and perks are rare. Due to the economy of the game not really being abusable and high tier gear being expensive, it's much more common to see players rocking out with basic to mid tier kits, Weapons like the automat and semi-automatic shotgun, while being very powerful, cost a lot of money. 600 for the shotgun and a whopping 1250 for the automat, which is basically the only assault rifle in the game. Also, even then, guns aren't the only thing that players have to spend their money on. Health items, throwables, and perks also take up money, like Tarkov, and the better those items, the pricier they are. So, due to this, you see a much larger variety in the gear that players use from all tiers of equipment. Unlike Tarkov, where in just a couple of weeks you start seeing a lot of in game meta gear very quickly, and a couple of months in, it's almost everywhere constantly. Number five, the game is much more focused on playing it, and in turn makes dying not feel like a waste of time. Tarkov has so much micromanagement and complexity to it in terms of getting geared up and ready to go that it's not uncommon at all to spend more time gearing up for a raid and doing all your hideout stuff than actually playing the raid. This time sink really makes it feel all the shittier when you die because you not only feel like the raid was a waste, but you also wasted the however many minutes you took to gear up your character. Gearing in Huntshowdown is much more streamlined and quicker to do. It doesn't take long at all to slap together a kit and get into your next bounty match. Very little time is spent in the menus compared to Tarkov, and much more time playing the game. Number six is dead simple VoIP, or also known as proximity chat. I'm just going to say it VoIP is fun, and I love that Hunt has it, especially when people are putting on their best cowboy impressions and role playing as they shit talk each other while getting into firefights. I think it just adds to the game, and any amount of toxicity that people talk about that can come from it, it gets overshadowed easily by the fun moments of people just being dorks and role playing and stuff. Anyway, these have just been my thoughts on what I think Hunt Showdown does better than Escape from Tarkov. Do I still love Tarkov? Absolutely. But loving something doesn't mean blindly worshiping it and acknowledging when it has faults and could be improved, or when another game does something better. This has been Grow the Crux. If you guys want to follow me on Twitch, I do Twitch streams. And you could also follow me on Twitter. I will have those links down in the description. And I want to wish you guys a fantastic day.